The Habitats Directive. The Habitats Directive was issued by the EU in 1992. The directive was transported into Irish law in 1997. In a statutory instrument, the state designated a number of bogs as special areas of conservation, and they deemed that to comply with the directive, turf cutting had to cease completely on these designated raised bogs. The states sought and received a derogation from the necessity to cease turf cutting from EU for 10 years. The Habitats Directive itself, at Article 2.3, states that measures taken pursuant to the directive shall take into account economic, social and cultural requirements and regional and local characteristics. And I don't wish to lecture the Minister, my colleague from my constituency, Deputy Deenahan, Minister Deenahan, as the bog upon which we have the issue in North Kerry is the very bog which I empathise with him that his own grandfather cut turf. And being a person that was deemed to be the perfect height for cutting turf or for turning turf when you were out of nappies, I understand the legacy that we have. The Habitats Directive is not an issue for turf cutters, it's more about the society and the relocation of it. And I've been involved in this for the last 20 years. My father was one of the first people to say that the designation of the candidate special areas of conservation was going to be an enormous problem for our country. And at that time, candidate special areas of conservation were envisaged to be analysed with a view to what it meant, not only environmentally, not only in terms of fuel security, as the previous people have said, the cultural aspect, but more importantly the society, the day in the bog with your family and friends, and the endeavour and the toil and what it means to a group thereafter, and the attachment to that said land. There's a line by Christy Moore of talk of turf does drive you crazy, head to inch. And this is where my interest lies on this one, unfortunately. And the landmass that has been designated as special area conservation throughout this country is bigger than any place else in Europe. And we have to go back to the European Union and say that with a view to the candidate special areas of conservation, we thought that there would be a process which upon we would analyse it to the point that the National Parks and Wildlife would say some areas are to be converted to special areas of conservation and some of the other candidate areas are not to be converted. And you have to look at the human dimension of this. It is more important than anything else. And I think this has actually come to a head tonight, which I very much welcome in this House. And I'd like to say to the people outside that are out there that there is more than turf cutters that are at stake here. There are people that are looking to develop their land. There are also farmers that have a stake in this. And as long as we have a consultation process, I think we can come up with a solution. I like the idea that the Minister has said that there will be a comprehensive engagement, that there is a national plan welcome. But in some cases, Minister, relocation is probably not the solution, and we need to take a look at exactly what's coming from Europe. We've got a big cleaning up act to do within this government, and we're going to have to do it in relation to the Habitats Directive as well. But thank you for your time.